So do you want a mall crawler or do you want a real off-roader? Well, this episode of The Real DC Car Guy, we're going to check out the Land Rover Defender 90 First Edition. So stay tuned. It's William West Hopper from The Real DC Car Guy, and today we have the 2021 Land Rover Defender 90 in First Edition. This $66,000 SUV may not be the SUV for everybody. It is surely a cool 4x4.
This is Land Rover's latest smaller SUV. It's a two-door, and the two-door market has not been exactly hopping over the last few years. Now, why is that? Certainly Wrangler's been around. Now, there are a number of little tinier cars that were out in the 90s. Now with Bronco, certainly the two-door Bronco full-size coming out, you're going to see a few more of these little two-door. And this really isn't little. It's the same size as basically the full-size Mercedes-Benz SUV, their GLS. It's just shorter, and it has two large doors. Now, who is this perfect for? Well, it's probably perfect for somebody who is looking for something sporty and fun to go off-road in.
Coming up tomorrow on the Politics Hour with Metro Nobby, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser talks about...
All right, so we are in the 2021 Land Rover Defender 90. Now talk about a fun little truck. In a way, it's sort of Land Rover's version of the old CJ from Jeep. You know, this is a two-door version, which you're not seeing a whole lot of two-doors anymore. Very off-road friendly with a short wheelbase, so you could climb over and pretty much anything you want. You know, the four-wheel drive and everything else. So this is powered by a 6-cylinder engine, and while I don't think the fuel economy is that great, certainly the power is just fine. The Defender's front is the same, whether it be the two-door or the four-door. Now you'll notice the one thing that we really like about this vehicle is its square styling and its classic Land Rover imagery of it. You're going to see Defender well presented here, the Land Rover oval right here, LED headlights. It has fog and driving lights. Your grille is here. And one of the things that the Defender really stands out with are these plastic grids that are up here, part of the hood, which is kind of an interesting design touch. Not sure that you're going to climb up there and stand up there. If you're a mall crawler, you'll put your Starbucks here, and otherwise I think it's just there for looks. So driving in Rock Creek Park is as close to sort of roughing it as you're going to get in the city, in Washington, D.C. It would much prefer some logging roads, some unpaved roads, but as we know, sometimes in the city these days, some of our roads sort of act unpaved. But right now they're pretty good. So we're driving this vehicle the end of November 2021, and I gotta say, I really like it. I like the look of it, I like the feel of it, definitely like how it handles. Really the only downside that I have found on this vehicle is the fact that the fuel economy is pretty abysmal. The Moroni says 19 running around, 22 highway, 16 in the city. And I'd say that's probably about right, because I see that fuel gauge dropping down here. We have not put fuel in it. So it's got 395 horsepower. That's, you know, pretty good for a car this size. You could tow with this. I don't know that I'd want to tow any anything really big with it because of the short wheelbase, and that really does affect your towing ability, not the hauling side, but wind resistance, especially on the highway. When trucks are going by, you'll get buffeted. So towing is not something that I see of this vehicle, though it does have a tow hitch and can tow. Drivability is very good. It's very secure feeling. You feel like you're on the road. You do know you're driving a 4x4, though they call this all-wheel drive. I would say with the transfer case and all that this vehicle has, that it really is classified as a 4x4. And I could see you taking this off-road for fun, or just to get up to the cabin when you need it. It rides well, it handles well, and I can imagine just with its height that it would handle off-road situations and rock crawling, going on those unpaved roads quite well. Now, it's not real quiet sometimes in the car. Oddly enough, it's got a fabric sunroof up here, a fabric folding sunroof, and you do hear some noise coming through that. You really wouldn't notice that from the outside because it's so high up unless you're looking down on it, but it is a fabric sunroof. It's electric, so it's not a problem. As a matter of fact, let's open it up and give it a try. So yeah, fabric electric folding sunroof, as opposed to a metal sunroof, which would be smaller, and this one pretty much covers both the front and second row passengers. Now this vehicle is small, so it is not a 3-row SUV. If you want a bigger one, you can get the 4-door version of the Defender, and that may have the option of an extra row back there. But honestly, for a fun sports runaround car, I love the look of this vehicle. The 4-door just looks a little big. I think this one has a much better exterior silhouette to it. It also has lots of cameras around, which you're going to use in traffic when you're mall crawling, but you're also going to use it a lot when you're off-road too. And it has a setting on the screen inside, so you can look at your cameras when you're climbing those hills, when you're cresting over those rocks and you really need it. Now there are cameras right through here, you'll see them. There are cameras on the side and there's cameras in the back. Notice the camera on the roof antenna fin. That does help with all the cameras. There's a camera there. There is a camera down here above the license plate. There are cameras on the mirrors that you're going to see. There's of course cameras up front as well, and certainly there's cameras there that all help part of the vehicle so you can see better as well. So what was nice is that the side blind spot monitors saw that bicyclist, and I really appreciate that because oftentimes they'll come up on you in traffic, especially in urban traffic, and you'll wonder where they are. So now it does have the engine off, and I can push the button here and defeat that. The engine off is designed for a specific reason, and that is so you get better fuel economy, so you're not wasting fuel while the vehicle is idling at a stop sign or a stop light. And in an urban environment, that's a big plus. So let's take a look inside the Defender 90. So inside, now if you want to get in the back seats, you'll have a wide front door. You have to go ahead and swing this way. There's the speakers, high, bass speakers, and then of course another place to put a cup for the back seat. So there's one on either side, as well as a center armrests with cup holders. So one of the things we love are the safari windows here in the Defender. Now getting out of the rear seat takes a little bit of energy for the rear seat passenger. You really do need that front seat passenger to help you, because somebody has to open the front door. There is a button here to move the seat forward, and you have to reach down, find the door handle, which is way down there, and open the door. And as you can see, you can indeed get out of here. You're just going to have to work at it. So inside is pretty cool too. This vehicle has a great line, a great design to it. I really like the neoprene fabric that's on the dash. I love the fact that it says Defender over there. The controls are pretty easy and pretty simple. The fact that you've got a bunch of different things on here that you can put into. There's different switches with multiple controls to them. So there's a heat, you can turn it to the fan speed. There's the heat to the right side, right front side. There is the heat to the left front side. And then I can turn it over and make it into to control comfort, good eco, comfort, gravel and snow, mud and ruts, sand, rock crawl, wade, because we're in wade control now. It is raising the vehicle up. There are USB outlets for it around. There's USB, USB-C here. For the back, there are more USB outlets, and actually those are good when the seat's down, because you can use them, as well as 12-volt outlets. So the center front has a bench seat. You can slide this up, which is a arm rest there for a while, and then turn it into the actual bench seat. There is a pull down below that you can pull, and to release it, to bring it back down forward. So again, just a really neat vehicle. The screen is good. I can change the screen out. Right now, these are the things that I have on the screen, so I can pull these out. And I can put something up there. So there's a lot of information there. Driving style can go up, so nice there. And if I want to control it, turn that off. So there we are. There's location, my media, my compass, my driving style. So that's great. And if I want to use the map, there's the map. It's really cool. It's a Google map, and we're at the end of November 2021, and you can see that that photo is certainly from a summertime with all the green there. That map also shows over here on the dash screen as well. So to control the dash screen, there's a lot of things that we can do with it. So I can change the layout of this, so I can do a full map, and there's the full map. So if you really are out in the middle of nowhere and you want to know something, there you go. Use your Google Maps. That'll give you a help up with some stuff. You can do one dial display, 2 dial display. So a little bit of everything. Controls are simple. There's bits and pieces that are elegant but luxurious in this vehicle. Love the fact that there's lots of places for you to put your phones. There's a good handlebar there to grab onto, a couple of different things for you. So it's very simple. And how do you know it's a Land Rover Defender 90? Well, look at the dashboard, and there is the picture of one. You see that used throughout a lot of visuals that are projected on the screens, especially in the surround cameras. You'll see the Defender 90 depicted a lot in the 360 camera, so you know where you are in relationship to the other traffic and other items around you. That's a very useful in off-roading. Now don't expect a lot of space in the cargo area of the Defender 90. It really doesn't have a lot of space, but remember it is a two-door. Very nice that it has the fold-down center seat there, as well as the 40
40. So you got 40, 40, 20 rear seats there, which are helpful. Nice little area here for carrying bags and some other items. If you need to be a little longer, you can go there. Now, one of the things you're going to find with this is that there is not a flat load floor, so do not expect that. You're worried about securing your items. Use this. This. There's a little fabric piece that connects. A little place there for it to connect. There for it to connect. And the exact same on the other side. In there. Not sure that I think that that's going to be that useful. So that's something that would probably be in there. Want a little something to hang your bags on? A little something to hang your shopping bag on? We got that right there. On both sides. And of course, plenty of tie downs. A 12-volt outlet in the back. And of course, LED lights. And pretty much everything you're going to need. So, a little cubby in the back here for this. There is a little space here that hides the security flags if you're broken down on the road. Now the rear glass does not go down and it does not move. It is part of the door. It is a solid part of the door. And another great thing about this vehicle is that when you hit that, close that door, it makes a great solid sound. You see other Range Rovers on the road. So who is Land Rover? Well, Land Rover and Range Rover are sort of brothers out of the same factory. The Range Rover certainly has quite a level of elegance as the Queen drives one. Land Rover the same too. I think Land Rover is more of your suburban luxury SUV. I really like this Land Rover Defender 90. Gotta say, it drives well on the highway. It's short, so it easily parks. It's high, you get to see a lot of things. The ride is very good, and with the air suspension, it can raise and lower. Now, yes, it does have its problems that were not that important to me. In general, I've got to say, good work, Land Rover. Thank you for bringing us the Land Rover Defender 90. And this first edition is pretty darn amazing. So one of the questions I always get with the vehicles that I get to review is, would I actually buy this vehicle? And I gotta say, yes. I kind of like the off-roadness of it. I like the sophisticated look of it. It is a pretty cool little truck for sure. So thumbs up to Land Rover for this first edition Defender 90. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Real DC Car Guy as we looked at the 2021 Land Rover Defender 90 First Edition. If so, please give us a like, and it'll really help the channel grow if you subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications of our future videos on car and truck reviews and stories about the automotive lifestyle. Until next time.